This segment is brought to you by Sociable, social media content solutions. Start trending sociably.
We all know that regular outboard maintenance is so important. So our friend Lenny Rudo from Boat US is at your service with some tips that'll keep you on the water this season.
We're going to talk about 5 maintenance tips, but these are maintenance tips for your outboard motor that people commonly forget about it. Tip number 1, don't forget about your fuel water separator. Now you've heard of this, you know it's on your boat, and you know it should have been changed at 50 hours. You probably also know that you haven't changed it in a year or 2. A lot of people forget about these fuel filters. Don't forget about yours. For tip number 2, we're going to bring in a pro, Sean Stahl. Sean, you're a full-time outboard tech. Tell me, what else do people forget about?
Always forget about popping this cover off right here to check your Tommy belt. It's on this specific engine, the 175 Yamaha. There's just 2 bolts. There's one here and there's one here. They pull off and then the cover just pops off like so.
So what are we looking for under here?
You're just looking to see if the Tommy belt's frayed. A big indicator is you can take your finger around here, and if it's black, you know, you got pieces of your Tommy belt coming off. It's time to replace it. So another thing they forget about, Lenny, is the zincs on the outside of the engines right here. They're a big thing people miss. They don't realize that these are even zincs. Also down here, you have your bracket zinc. A lot of people, you know, Yamaha says about 2/3, and they forget to even look at those.
I know, I'm guilty of that. I look at it when I finally realize it, the thing's 9/10 gone.
Yeah, exactly. So that's definitely a big one to always keep an eye on.
So Sean, tip number 4 is another anode?
Correct. It's your trim tab. A lot of people will notice that their boat isn't tracking very well, and it's getting off track. It's usually your trim tab anode. It's time to replace your trim tab anode. So for our 5th maintenance tip, we're going to take the prop off. A lot of people don't take the prop off, and the reason why you want to take it off is you want to get all the fishing line out of there. If you don't get the fishing line out, you have likelihood of destroying the prop shaft seals, which gets water in your lower unit. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to take the cotter pin out. Here's the cotter pin. And then once I got the cotter pin out, I'm going to take the prop nut off.
And remember, folks, once this cotter pin's off, you want to throw it away. Don't reuse it because it's kind of damaged after it's been bent around.
So I got the prop nut off, and I can take the prop off.
And this is where we're worried about the line being right back here, right?
Correct. Right behind the thrust washer right here. This is your thrust washer.
Gotcha.
And then also, you know, check to make sure there's no line that went past the thrust washer, because that's where your prop shaft seal's at. So no line. We re-grease the prop shaft and then put it all back together.
Well, folks, we hope you've enjoyed this video, and we hope these 5 maintenance tips will help you have a better day of boating.
Thanks, Lenny. And for more at your service tips and info, visit driftsociably.com or at driftsociably on social media.